YouTube, how are you guys today? It's Jake back with another video, and today we are doing part 2 of our price prediction series. You guys requested that we looked at a lot of meta cards. I have a huge list in front of me, so I might even have to make this into 2 episodes to keep your attention, but I do have a ton that I want to get to today, so if you're looking forward to it, make sure you like the video and stay tuned all the way through to get all my predictions. Let's get into it. Alright, so I took all these cards from suggestions that you guys had. I got a ton of requests on Twitter and Instagram for a lot of these cards, so this is cards you wanted to see. And like a kanji here, as you see on my screen, he's been requested so heavily because of the Mbabu and Zakaria, essentially, triangle, that I thought we should start with him. So, first things to look at are the ratings, right? If they're rated higher, they get packed a little bit less each in each rating. So he's an 83. He's kind of that mid spot there. But he definitely is one of the better center backs in the Bundesliga this year. Boateng got downgraded, which I think is really important for his price. So I could see a kanji personally at 40K that first weekend league. All my prices today are going to be for that first weekend league. Prices are going to fluctuate and move so much starting today, which if you guys see this video will be web app today. So happy FIFA 20. All the way to EA Access when people get on the game more, Ultimate and Champions Edition, and essentially full game release. They're going to move a ton in that time frame, so I'm going to give prices at first weekend league so you can give a realistic perspective for your team. So I think Akanji will be around 40K with his great links and being one of the best center backs in the Bundesliga. I thought we could stay with Bundesliga here, and I'm going to search Jadon Sancho. He's definitely a FIFA favorite. He's one of the best right mids or right wings in the Bundesliga this year. He's got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. He's a FIFA favorite. He's probably going to win the first Bundesliga player of the month since it's so heavily related to fan vote. But that doesn't really affect his price because his card will still be in packs. And it will be dependent on how they price him. So if they price that player of the month really fairly or really low, yeah, then it would bring down his price. But if they price him high, it could even lift his price up. So there's no way of predetermining that. We'd have to see the SBC costs. But I could see Sancho being around 60K for me. I think he just has a ton of hype. I think Bundesliga is going to be right behind the Prem this year for people's favorite starter squad, so I think he'll be around 60K that first weekend league. Next, we'll go right into Brandt. I got this request a few times, which I thought was interesting. I think he's been severely underrated in terms of starter squads and what I've seen on predictions, because people are looking at Havertz, but Brandt got a nice upgrade this FIFA as well. He has 4-star, 4-star, he's 6'1", he's a great cam in my opinion, so I think Brandt will be around 35 to 40K, but I think he should be higher based off his stats. I mean, people are going to rank Kai ahead of him, Kai Havertz, but I think he'll be 35 to 40K. Great links again with Sancho, Akanji, Mbabu, so I think he'll do really well. I guess we'll just start with all the Dortmund guys. I'm going to hop into Witzel here. Got asked about him as well a lot. He's a little bit more interesting, and he's interesting because the Bundesliga actually has quite a few center mids with box-to-box stats, like Zakaria, Goretzka. Brandt can be used a little bit more in the cam, but there's a Tolisso is good. There's a few options for that spot. He's got 4-star, 4-star, which is big at 6'1". I'd personally use him as a CDM if I could, like in a 4-2-3-1 or something like that. But I could see him, due to his 85 rating, which is huge, he's going to get packed a little bit less. I could see him being around 60K for that first weekend league. One thing you'll notice for me, guys, in this video, and I want to make it really clear, is I'm going to give price ranges of like 5 to maybe 10K different fluctuations, because I was hearing that people are giving like fluctuations of, oh, he could be 30 to 50K or 30 to 60K. And those are way different things. And that doesn't give you perspective at all. If your team could double in price, I don't even know how that's helpful. So my price ranges that I'm going to give you guys are going to be pretty narrow here. And I'm not saying I'm right by any means, but I am using my 8 years of trading knowledge to give my best guesses. I'm going to stay in the Bundesliga here. And here I'm going to search Lucas Hernandez. Oops, if I can type right. And Hernandez is going to be interesting because one thing we don't know yet, and it is imperative to a few of these cards, is if they're in ones to watch. I'm going to go off the assumption that he is in ones to watch. So if he's not, we can reduce that value a bit because he'll be in packs longer. But he's a really great center back. I think he's going to be really meta in this FIFA. He's a little bit shorter, but he plays really fast. And then fantastic links as well. As an 84 rated, if he goes out of packs for ones to watch, I could predict his price around 70 to 80K. Keeping it in the Bundesliga here, we're going to go to Timo Werner. 83 rated this year. Really, really nice FIFA card. He had some really good informs early on in FIFA 19. I know he's really desirable. I wish that he had 4-star skills, but it's only 3-star, but he's still got great FIFA statistics. Due to the lack of striker options in the Bundesliga, I suspect that this card could hit 70K for first weekend league. I know that seems really high. You guys have to remember that prime icons aren't in the game too, so it's one less option to have kind of universally. So I am upping these prices a little bit due to that, and I think that the season pass and the objectives are going to boost prices a bit, and keep in mind that that will add up a lot over the first few weeks. Alright, let's switch leagues here to the other popular option, which is going to be the Prem for sure. And I want to go to Marcus Rashford here. Marcus Rashford has a striker card this year, and that gives him more value than years past. He's got 5-star skills, which is really awesome as a striker. He's got amazing stats for FIFA. Whenever you see a plus 90 pace, plus 80 shooting, and plus 75 physical, that's a go in my opinion. That's fantastic. I think that Rashford could hit 60 to 70K. I know that's high again, but that striker position gives him extra value, and he was a lot last year already. I want to hop into one of his links here, and you guys know this guy. He's a FIFA favorite. Anthony Martial. I think that we have to talk about him. I think that Rashford being a striker almost devalues Martial a little bit in a sense. There's also Felipe Anderson this year, who's a better alternative now with his upgrade. So I think Martial will be closer to 40K this year. He's got a 3-star weak foot, which is I think it's a downgrade as of last year, but nonetheless, Felipe Anderson is a great alternative to him as well, so I think that he is going to be valued a little bit lower this year. Continuing on the Prem attack, we'll go for our FIFA 19 favorite, Gabby Jesus. He got a downgrade this year. He dropped a point from an 83 to 82, and he's only got that 3-star weak foot. I don't think he's going to be as desirable in FIFA this year. I have looked at a lot of FIFA 19 graphs for all this information, just so you guys know that as well. I don't think he's going to hit that same price as last year, so I would guess closer to 35 or 40K, whereas I believe last year he touched all the way up to 50. Alright, looking at a really, really meta option here. Love his card this year in FIFA 20 is Joe Gomez. Fantastic links with TAA. He's got essentially a Walker link as well. Robertson link. He'll be used with Van Dijk down the road. Van Dijk's going to be super duper pricey. I did him in video 1 if you haven't seen it. But keep in mind he's only 80 rated. And 80 rated are simply limited by supply because they're getting packed so much. For them to maintain a price even above 10 or 15K, it takes a lot of buyers. But with that being said, that first weekend league, I could see Gomez around 18 to like 22K, kind of in that sweet spot. That's going around Bailly's price from last year, and their cards are really, really similar. He's 6'2", so obviously great in FIFA, but I think, yeah, maybe 20 to 25K in that range, just because he looks great. I know I want to try this card, and you probably feel the same. I have a few more players I want to look at, and I think that if we finish off with Prem and the Bundesliga, that I'm going to cap the video here, and then I'll make another video with Serie A and La Liga, and then League 1 too. So I'll do another video off those prices, just to keep them shorter and to the point for you guys, and you can kind of base it off league then. And I wanted to look at Maximin here. He is in so many starter squads I see, but he's only 79 rated, and again, it takes so much for those 78 to like 81 rated to fly. So I think Maximin will be kind of capped right around that like 10K mark. He'll probably start with a price cap there. And I think for that first weekend league, he's going to get really close to that 9 to 10K. I noticed earlier that I missed a couple cards in the Bundesliga that I got asked a ton about. And one of those is Zakaria because he links with Mbabu, who I'll get to next, and then Akanji. Again, he's only a 78 rated, but his stats fit FIFA super well. He's kind of that box-to-box midfielder, and he's 6'3". With those strong links, so I think for him, he's going to cap around, again, that 8 to 10K mark. It's hard for cards to surpass that are 78 rated, so I see him sitting right in that range. Next, we'll go right to his counterpart, his strong link, Mbabu. This one is dependent on if he gets the ones to watch. One thing that you should note about Mbabu is that he is one of the best right backs in the Bundesliga. I know there's Kimmich, but Mbabu's stats are almost a little bit more FIFA-like and meta than Kimmich directly. So I think that if he gets ones to watch, you could see this card at 15 to 20K, which is super duper high for a 77. But I'm seeing him by choice in almost every Bundesliga squad. Today we covered a ton of your favorites in the Premier League and the Bundesliga and requests that you guys have. If you have requests that we get to in La Liga, Serie A, or League One, comment them down below and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Looking forward to the next video. Peace!